Hey, what's happening, Disney viewers? Me, the Guy01, and welcome to this week's Versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's the Rated R Superstar Edge against the Megastar LA Knight. It is our weekly birthday versus. I know that last week we had LA Knight. No, he didn't have a birthday 2 weeks in a row. It's just that last week we didn't really have any birthdays to do a match with, so I just put LA Knight in there, not realizing that the following week was his birthday. So yes, it was Edge and LA Knight's birthdays this past week. Edge, October 30th, he turned 50. Yes, Edge is now 50. The big 5-0. And you have LA Knight, whose birthday was November 1st, turning 41. I have to say, Edge does not look 50. I mean, even in AEW, when he's doing stuff, he does not look 50. Even LA Knight, he doesn't even look 41. I mean, I would have assumed he was in like his maybe mid-30s, like 38, 39 at the very oldest. Alright. This game model still doesn't look good. Didn't get better between this past week. Alright, let's jump right into Raw and SmackDown. Well, right off the bat I can say not really a lot happened on either Raw or SmackDown, because both of them were basically the go-home shows before Crown Jewel, which is today. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see all the stuff that happens from that throughout the day. Ow. So let's begin with Raw. Dominic Mysterio beat Ricochet. The Creed brothers made their main roster debut, coming up from NXT to beat Alpha Academy, which is that should be a fun feud to come back to, or a match to come back to. Creed brothers versus Alpha Academy. That could be. I mean, if this past week was any sign of what they could do, that could be real fun. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa beat Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci of Imperium. Again, another match that they've done before a lot of times in NXT, but definitely one that'll be cool to see. They go back to. I cannot speak today. I don't know what it is. I've just had a very long week, I think, is what it is. So I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. Let's try this again. Oh, man. The suicide dive when he wasn't looking, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Ooh. Zia Lee beat Candice LeRae. Now, this match was probably the one that, probably not the match that everyone was talking about, but the moment, because it looked like the match might have ended in a legitimate injury on the side of LeRae. Basically, Lee hit her with a kick to the head. Lee went down, and the ref stopped the match, basically saying that LeRae couldn't continue. A bunch of medical people came out, and normally when stuff like this happens, it's with like a main event person. They play that whole they get injured or legitimately hurt angle. So they play it up by bringing up all the doctors and carry him out on a stretcher kind of thing. But the fact that it was like a mid-card match that they were doing this with, that made people think, especially just the way it looked in general, a lot of people think that might have been a legitimate stoppage because something legitimately went wrong. So we'll have to see how true that is and what's going on with that. Seth Rollins beat JD McDonough. Weird that they got the World Heavyweight Champion fighting like the least important member of a stable, a mid-card stable, really for the most part. With that said, you know, 4 of the 5 members are, you know, champions. So it's weird that they have the World Heavyweight Champion fighting the one member who it doesn't hold the title and is nowhere near world title picture status. So I don't know. Guess gotta give something stuff to do before they, you know, get him a new rival. Because I guess Nakamura's done with. Guess they're not continuing that. Chelsea Green and beat Natalia in a Halloween street fight. Probably the most notable thing about that match was the fact that Chelsea Green and Piper Niven dressed up as the Hart Foundation. And also there was a moment in the match where they took the lid off of like a platter, and on the plate was Nikki Cross's head. Not like her actual head. She was literally just under the table with her head sticking through a hole, like very obviously just sticking through a hole. And it just looked ridiculous. And can't tell if it was supposed to be funny or I don't know, but it just looked funny. Oh dang it. Let's try this again. Nope. Try this one more time. 3rd time's the charm. In the main event, Damian Priest I cannot speak. What is going on? Damian Priest faced Sami Zayn. Towards the end of the match, Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor ran down. Jey Uso ran down in order to help out Zayn, but ended up costing him the match when he super kicked Damian Priest to cause a DQ. Ow. Afterwards, Cody Rhodes ran down to make it 3-on-3 in order to close out the show. Like I said, not really a lot going on, a lot of mid-card matches. The main eventers were there, but it was mainly just, you know, to just reestablish what the storylines are before Crown Jewel. And moving on to SmackDown, talking about a show where not really a lot happened. Kevin Owens beat Austin Theory in a match that no one's going to remember. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven challenged Shotzi to a tag team match. They didn't announce who Shotzi's partner was going to be. It was basically a surprise, and the idea was that she basically had no partner and could very well be coming out alone. That wasn't until Charlotte Flair came out and basically won the match for her team single-handedly. Literally, the whole match was Shotzi getting beaten down by Piper Niven and Green. Charlotte Flair comes in and wins the match in like a minute. And yeah. And this is, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, where they did something similar. It was like Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair teaming up to fight someone. And I think the people they were fighting were the women's tag team champions at the time. And everyone was upset. It's like, you got these like 2 solo singles competitors just easily walking through the tag team champions. And here we go. And it's always Charlotte who's involved in it. Which, you know, you can't blame on her. It's the company, you know, basically making her invincible and the final boss of the women's division. Whereas, like, she just steamrolls through everyone. And if you're not, unless it's a title match, then only then, if it's a title match, you know, you're allowed to put up a fight. But if you're not in the world title scene, yeah, she's just gonna walk right through you. And we saw that again on Friday. Pretty Deadly beat Butch and Ridge Holland in a Donnybrook match. Remember those? I forget. I think it was, what was it? Sheamus and Big E had the first one, like a couple years ago during like the lockdown Thunderdome era. They had one, which was really good. Well, they brought it back, and it was good again. It was really good. It was a really fun match. Probably match of the week, I'd say. And in the main event, Bianca Belair beat Bayley, basically with no interference, because the rest of Damage Control was barred from ringside. So, standard one-on-one match. Basically just to make Bianca Belair look good. Trying to reintegrate her into the world title picture. Whoop. And that was it for on SmackDown. Like I said, not really a lot of stuff happening, but like I said, again, this is what you expect from these go-home shows, especially when, you know, especially with SmackDown, they're wrestling again the next day. So it's not surprising that now a lot of stuff happened. But yeah, that's it for on SmackDown. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this past week's Raw and SmackDown. What are your predictions for Crown Jewel today? Do you think LA Knight's gonna beat Roman Reigns to become Universal Champion? I doubt it. I mean, I've said this before probably a dozen times, but Roman's not losing unless it's Mania. Which is kind of one of the reasons I think people really wish he would have lost at Mania, because then at least there would have been some level of unpredictability in the world title picture, but I don't know. We'll see how he retains. That's going to be a big deciding factor. If he retains clean, people are not going to be happy about that. If he retains from interference from Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, I don't think people are going to be happy about that either, because that's basically been the running. That's basically how he's retained the title the last like 4 or 5 times. People are starting to get tired of him winning through interference. He hasn't been able to win clean in like a year. So, we'll see what they do. Because, I mean, LA Knight's in a position where you want him to look as strong as possible for as long as possible. Until, you know, he gets another shot at the title and eventually ends up winning it. So you want to keep him looking strong somehow. So we'll see what they end up doing. But other than that, that's all for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm making videos all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus and next week where we continue our Batman Arkham Asylum walkthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed. Guy01 and the Rated R Superstar Edge signing out. Bye guys.